ये देख ठीक है, ये देख तुमने इसको बंद करके एक दफ़ा दोबारा ऑन कर देना बस।
जैसे
एक दफ़ा इसको प्रेस करना, ये रिकॉर्डिंग बंद हो जाएगी।
रिकॉर्डिंग का लफज आ जाए
बस एक बार 30 मिनट बाद।
Next ball is coming up.
And that goes for the four.
That was nicely played through the covers for a brilliant four. And all Ravian's Unit 11 is off and running. They're off the mark and in style.
Here comes the third ball.
Once again played through the covers. However, this time around, there has been a misfield and once again the same result. So consecutive boundaries for all Ravian's Unit 11 and they're off to a fire. Fourth ball, and this time the batsman uses his feet, charges towards the bowler and picks up a single. Strike has been rotated. 9 on the board.
Mr. Ismail is now on strike.
Mr. Athar Ismail will face the second last ball of the first over as the score very quickly has mounted up to 9 within a space of 4 deliveries. Mr. Athar Ismail will face his first delivery of the game and the bowler with the quick one. This time played towards the outside, solid in defense. There will be no run. Final ball of the over, the first over. And 9 runs have already been scored. It's a good start so far. And this time the ball beats the bat. There's a bit of excitement in the ranks of the bowling team. However, there was clear daylight between the bat and the ball.
It was a very great start for the old runners as the score 9 in the first over and was bowled by Mr. Lahore.
The second over, the first delivery. Mr. Salim Malik rides it to almost Peter standing towards the side where the cut shot is played. Hardly. He has been moved up in the field. Now Mr. Athar Ismail will face the second delivery of the second over. He is yet not off the mark. And that will not change as far as now is concerned.
And here comes Mr. Subhash Sagar batting with his third delivery of the over.
This time it kept low, no signs of uneven bats in the wicket. Uneven bounce always creates doubts in the batsman's mind. Once again, the ball beats the bat. The scoreboard is not moving right now.
Last ball of this over and still a maiden over, moving towards the maiden over.
Last ball of the over and big appeal. Umpire remains unmoved. End of the over, 2 overs gone and the score is 10 without loss. Only 1 run has been conceded in the second over. So a good follow-up after the first over was a bit expensive. 9 runs were leaked in the first over, however, good comeback by the bowling side. And only 1 run has been conceded in the second over.
This is Salim Malik is on the strike for the third over. Mr. Hafiz Naeem will be the bowler. Will be bowling the third over for the Vice Chancellor's 11.
So far, so good. Vice Chancellor 11. This time a wide conceded and 1 extra run for the Teddy of ORU Union 11. Once again, nicely guided towards the left side and it will trouble the scorers for 1 run.
Third ball of the over incoming.
This time was up to the batsman, however not in his zone because it's a wide delivery. He went for the big booming sweep shot. He'll have to re-bowl that one and this time it's up in the air, the fielder is under it. However, a boundary has been conceded. Catch, there was a chance of a catch, however, the fielder could not collect it neatly. And 4 more runs to ORU Union 11. Fourth ball of the over, it was drop shot. The batsman could not capitalize on it.
It was a chance of the run and let the game another mistake.
This was probably the first chance created. The chance of a run out. However, the fielder could not line up the wicket. Next delivery coming up. And once again,
It was a quick run between the batsmen.
1 more to the total.
2 balls left in this over.
2 balls still to go in the third over. The scoreboard is steadily moving. And another wide has been conceded. One extra. The bowler will have to reload this delivery. Once again, he fancies the sweep shot, however, could not connect it. And the wicketkeeper collects the ball, throws it back to the goal. And once again, we go the last ball of the over. This was shot, and this might go. Has gone all the way, so it's a 6. It's a 4.
heading towards the fourth over, and there are only 2 overs remaining for the end of the power play. For the fourth over, we have Mr. Azhar and Mr. Salim Malik is on the wicket.
Sir Mazhar is bowling the fourth over of this innings, and Mr. Salim Malik will be facing him. Sir Mazhar with the ball. A bit of shifting going on in the field. This has been dragged down the leg side and into a wide leg. This time solid in defense, and there will be no run. Second ball of the over, and this was made a full toss by charging down the wicket, and it has raised away to the boundary for 4. Runs flowing freely of Mr. Salim Malik's bat. So Nazar of the car once again. This is up in the air, quickly taken, and
It was dropped off by the score stands at 30.
courtesy to the drop catch, one more run has been added to the ORU Union 11 score. This time played towards the left side, going straight to the fielder, and probably will only be one, and it is one. Nazar of the car with the ball and guided towards the leg side and guided pretty well for 4.
Now with the last ball of the fourth over, Mr. Azhar is the bowler, and Mr. Salim Malik is on the strike.
Mr. Salim Malik showing his class, and Mazhar of the car will be looking to pick up the prize wicket of Mr. Salim Malik. Last ball of the over, and this time again with a flow bounce.
Slightly misses the wicket, and with that, we will end the over with a count in the morning.
Four overs have been bowled out and 36 runs have been scored by the ORU Union 11. Run rate of 9. Only the second over so far hasn't leaked runs. Now we are beginning with the 5th over. First ball of the 5th over.
Beautiful strike, and a misplay by the fielder, and it runs away for the 4.
We are yet to see the signal of the umpire, whether it's a 4 or not. It's only been a single.
Mr. Ghulam Hamza will second delivery of the over. A beautiful strike by the batsman, and goes away for the 4. Mr. Azhar Ismail smashed the shot for a boundary.
Mr. Azhar Ismail is now looking well set. However, he could not connect this one, and the bowler will be happy to bowl a dot ball. Mr. Mazhar is lining up the ball once again. And couldn't connect again.
Mr. Murtaza getting ready for the fifth ball is over.
The second last ball of the over is coming up. And this time nicely played. Straight to the fielder and will only be a single.
Again, Mr. Salim Khalid is on the strike and will be facing Mr. Murtaza with the one ball with the last ball of this over.
The opening partnership is yet to break. Last ball of the over. This time he
Beautifully dodged by the
wasn't
batsman.
two minds, however, he fought against striking it and at the last moment he pulled off his shot. End of the over.
The Vice Chancellor and the captain of the Vice Chancellor 11 will be bowling the last over. It was a wide ball. Professor Dr. Umar Chaudhary getting up for the second ball.
Second ball of the over being bowled by the Vice Chancellor himself, the captain of the team.
And it was a mistake by the fielder. And it runs away for a four.
4 more runs to the total of Old Ramian's Unit 11, and aren't they delighted?
The fielder responsible for missing this was the very own Pradeep Saab, Pradeep Akbar Saab. Was least expected of him to miss that ball, but he did.
It was nicely bowled, but it has been cut away and it will be single. In the meantime, the fielder falls backwards. We hope he's all well.
Professor Dr. Umar Chaudhary with the fourth ball of this over. And it was declared a wide right.
Professor Dr. Umar Chaudhary is bowling the last over of the power play. The batsman sweeps it once again, fancies that shot again and again, however. Wide ball makes his plans. Once again, Professor Dr. Umar Chaudhary, and this time
It was the first six of the inning. Hit by Mr. Akhar Ismail, the captain of the ORU unit.
finally we have seen the maximum, the first 6 of the innings, and it has taken almost 6 overs for that to come by.
The first six of the innings hit by the captains of ORU unit to the captain of the Vice Chancellor 11.
Professor Dr. Umar Chaudhary once again to bowl another delivery, and this time it is been up in the air once again. The fielders not being up to the mark.
Last ball of the over, and then it will be an end to the round.
Lucky chances were created in this over. However, they were not caught well by the fielders, and the over of Vice Chancellor Professor Dr. Umar Chaudhary comes to an end.
The over was ended with a single run, and the score score stands at the score stands at 56 and the opening partnership has crossed 50 already.
So the power play has elapsed and 56 runs have been scored in 6 overs, which is at a pretty decent strike rate. And the batting side will be feeling very comfortable in the dressing room as the opening partnership has guided them through the power play and they have played pretty well. And now the pressure is on the other side, the Vice Chancellor elect. One more run to the total. Second ball of the over coming up. Given as a wide by the umpire.
Mr. Numan Aftab getting point against Mrs. Salim Malik. And it's a wicket, the first wicket of the day. It's a huge wicket for Mr. Numan.
This is definitely a prize wicket. Mr. Salim Malik was looking extremely good at the crease. Has finally been bowled out and it's a long walk back to the dressing room. He has played well and he has given a solid foundation for the team to win the toss.
A score of 20 was scored by the legendary Mr. Salim Malik and was sent back to the pavilion by Mr. Numan. That was a good delivery. The batsman was going for a lofty stroke. However, he missed out on it and wasn't the bowler excited for a moment or two. The next ball coming up. And was nicely placed for a 4.
That was short and on the leg side and it was asking for punishment and it receives a well-guided response for 4.
And we are seeing some changes in the field. Mr. Numan clears out for another ball. Nicely dodged by the batsman.
This was a solid offense. He knows it's very important to stay at the wicket. However, it is equally important to rotate the strike and score big sixes or fours here and there as well.
Beautifully stopped by the fielder. Mohammad Ali has entered the pitch in order to bat in place of Mr. Salim Malik.
Bowler once again, and this time towards the outside.
Very good stop.
Nicely fielded and only one more run will be added to the total, which is good because as long as the scoreboard keeps moving, Old Dragons Unit 11 will be really happy. This time defended nicely.
And Mr. Hafiz Naeem with the third ball of this over and will be faced by Mr. Akhtar Ismail.
He went for the cut, couldn't connect, and he'd be slightly disappointed because that was a delivery that he could really capitalize upon. Once again, action replay that was similar to delivery, slightly low and down, so right pivot. Great shot by him towards the left side, and the fielder didn't even have a chance to move. That went like a flashing lightning. Brilliantly played towards the left side. However, it is
Treated by the Vice Chancellor himself.
straight in the hands of Professor Dr. Mazhar. He's done well there. He's eyeing up the left side boundary. However, the wide once again acknowledges its down to himself. Just a gentle flick, and we will keep the scoreboard moving. One more run to the goal.
It marks the end of the over. At the end of the 7 overs, the scoreboard stands at 71 for 1.
At the end of 8 overs, the score stands 71 to the loss of 1 wicket. Professor Dr. Mazhar will continue with the second over.
The bowler is changing a bit of the field and now with his first delivery of the over.
Very straight for a single. Single will not bother the fielding side much. The Vice Chancellor will. And the first ball bowled by Professor Dr. Mazhar was right on spot. There was no chance for the batsman to get underneath it. Second ball coming up. He went for the cut. And once again, could not connect. So it's been a good over so far.
Over played on the leg side for a single. We have a change in the field as well. Mr. Brad being replaced by Mr. Hafiz Haroon as wicketkeeper, fielding side. Strongly pulled for a four. Mr. Muhammad Ali is clearly showing his intentions today. Batting aggressively.
Professor Dr. Mazhar once again with the ball and
Second 6 of this innings.
this has been lofted towards the leg side and 6 more to the total.
With Mr. Muhammad Ali, the Vice Chancellor himself.
That was probably the second 6 of the innings. And now, the last ball. And this is it.
It was a right ball.
Wide delivery. he tried to go again and bounce.
It was a long six, third six of the innings.
This was even a bigger six than the previous two.
Extensive over this. The end of 9 overs, the score is now 90 runs across the 1 wicket. This batter is going to be facing Dr. Numan Aftab, who is bowling his second over today's inning. Is instrumental by bowling out stalwart like Philippe Murray in his first over. Hit quite forcefully and long on. Well fielded by Mazhar. Beautifully played for a 4 run this time. Mentioned before, Mr. Mohammad Ali's very clear in his intentions. He's going to play fast and he'll not let anybody or anything deter him from scoring. Worked nicely towards the left side for a single. This announcement is for the students attending today's match. The participants are feeling that the excitement and the energy is a bit low. Wonderful stroke play by Mr. Ismail went for a 6. ORU 11 now, quickening up the pace, scoring. This also brings up the 100 for the ORU 11. Strong appeal by the bowler, not to be by the umpire. That was going down the leg side. So Ismail playing the last ball of the 10th over, being bowled by Dr. Numan Aftab. Uneven downs get well seen and executed by the batsman. Last ball goes for 1 run. So the score 103 at the end of 10 overs. ORU Union nicely maintaining an over 10 runs over run rate. Mr. Jamal Bisharak a bit concerned about the performance of the Vice Chancellor's 11. Hafiz Naeem all set for bowl his third over. Appeal for electrical wicket not given by the umpire. The second ball.
Second ball of the over and played towards the outside. Very well fielded this time around. He compensates for the drop catch. It will only be a single.
It was a very nice piece of fielding by Malik Akbar.
The crowd needs to cheer up a little. They're sitting quietly.
So top edge going towards the boundary. Hafiz Abul, the wicketkeeper, running himself. Get the ball.
He's given a very good chase, only a single conceded. Although that was quite a long race to catch the ball. He's done really well out there. Next delivery coming up.
Wonderfully played towards the left side. Effortless. 6.
He's playing those strokes really well, one after the other. He's coming up with those booming sixes, and old Ravian's Union 11 will be delighted sitting in the dressing room. Every now and then he's smashing one out of it.
Hamza, for the time being, it's raining 4s and 6s.
Yes,
at
it
the
really
over.
is. And the crowd also is getting involved in the match now, as the sixes are now beginning to pile up. Sandoka,
Beautifully cut and hit the boundary.
another boundary score by him, and now they're really left here. Next delivery coming up, and ball stopped a little in the wicket.
Swing and a miss. Batsman wondered why the umpire is not seeing him that way. End of the over. End of the 11th over, to be correct.
Overs have been bowled, and 116 runs is the total score.
Abu Bakar will be bowling his first over. Beautifully pitched. There was a chance for a minute there. Not invited.
The bowler thought for a moment that he was in the game, however, the party was spoiled very soon.
Second ball. And rightfully punished for a 6. That was a loose delivery, a no ball. And it got the treatment it deserved. Beautifully stroked away to the left side for 6. It's going to be a 3-hit now.
This is a golden opportunity for the batsman to keep the scoreboard moving as well as pile up the pressure.
Get a lift delivery.
However, it will not be full use of it.
Work towards the long on for a single. Like I said, Hamza, 3 hits usually count an opportunity. This one, not utilized.
Exactly, the field was not utilized, although we were pretty excited that probably it will go away the game.
This one goes down the left side, wide signal by the umpire.
So old Ravian's Union 11 is now cleared for a purpose today.
We compete for LBW. So you can see what's going down the left side, so not many.
A dot ball for Vice Chancellor's left. Welcome dot ball.
That one is knocked it. Under it. No, it's not a catch. Yet again, another opportunity has been squandered.
Opportunities being missed, and as we say, catches win matches. Right now, that logic is not standing true.
Beautiful stroke in the offside. Very well stopped by Dr. Maharata. Just a single at this point.
Vice Chancellor's 11 is now tightening up the field and not allowing easy runs.
Very good understanding between the batsmen.
It was an early ball, so the batsman stopped as he was thinking about taking a single. It could have been an unfortunate dismissal. It was to stand through.
End of the over.
It was an expensive over, they were by 27 runs. And Mr. Muhammad Ali on the strike.
127 for the loss of 1 wicket. Mr. Ayaz will be bowling the next over. It's the 13th over, first innings. Straight to the fielder. It was a good shot. Did not materialize to anything.
Went so quick that the batsman didn't even think of taking a single. Hello, one. The keeper misses it.
And it was a good ball, but unfortunately ran down the boundary for 4 runs. It's going to be
We are waiting for the umpire signal, whether it is a bye or a leg bye. It's a bye.
4 balls. Straight to the long on for a single. Well fielded by Mr. Mazhar.
A really aggressive move now. ORU Union 11.
Excellent stroke play by Mr. Ismail. Straight to the fielder, Dr. Umar Aftab. And I think that the Vice Chancellor's 11 will be thinking right now the amount of runs they've given away. It's going to be a tough chase.
Yes, it is definitely going to be a tough day, especially the pressure really mounts when the target is on the board, a good decent target is on the board. And right now it seems like 200 is in the eyesight of ORU Union 11.
Looking back, again, good display of fielding by Mr. Mazhar. Used his foot intelligently to stop the boundary and only conceding 1 run. Much awaited wicket that the Vice Chancellor's 11 were looking for. Mr. Adar Ismail looking to play on the leg side, missing the line, and Hafiz Harun Javed has taken a very snappy catch. Mr. Harun would be very happy with himself. Being applauded by his friends beside the boundary.
Mr. Adar Ismail walks back to the pavilion, missing a half century, scoring 46.
It was an impressive inning, nonetheless, one which has set the old Rockets 11 nicely for a big total.
Vice Chancellor 11 will once again feel alive and excited. They picked up the prize wicket and now anything could happen. You never know in a cricket match, unpredictability, the collapses, the chaos in the ranks, everything can happen in a cricket match. And this wicket might really cause some nerves in the ranks of ORU Union 11.
End of 30 overs, score is 134, the loss of 2 wickets. That's interesting. In what Mr. Khalid Ali Khan used to be the director of sports himself at GCU Lahore. Will not be facing the bowler at the non-striker's end. Mr. Muhammad Ali is hoping to continue the rampage as he bats. Faces
Mr. Abu Bakr will be bowling the 14th over, and Mr. Muhammad Ali is going to start. Here comes Mr. Abu Bakr with his first ball, and it is being declared all right.
Wonderfully flicked for 4 runs to the leg side.
Four more runs to the total. One thing that is good about ORU Unit 11 is that even if they lose a wicket, they do not miss out on the opportunity to score a run.
And as we speak, another towering 6 has been hit by Mr. Muhammad Ali. The score is moving along very nicely for the Old Rabbits 11. Mr. Abu Bakr lofting the ball again and again, hoping for different results, but finding the same result. The ball crossing boundaries, 4s or 6s.
Although there has been a bit of uneven balance in the pitch, however the batsmen haven't minded that and they have continued on their merry way as they had intended from the beginning.
We would also like to hear some cheers from the audience as we need some appreciation for the playing 11s. And was also the first 6 hit by Muhammad Ali, booming and striking.
Another single to be added to the tally. Mr. Khalid Ali Khan is going to be facing his first delivery, taking the stance, waiting for the bowler. Very smartly stopped defended. The new Malian is not worried about the score. Predecessors have already put a decent score on the board. That's a no ball by Mr. Abu Bakr, and this is going to be a free hit. And hit over the fielder for a single. Well fielded. Short ball getting the treatment deserves another 6. Number 6 to the inning.
What a wonderful shot that was. It was drop shot. The batsman couldn't have been expecting that. However, his feet moved quickly. He went on the back foot and struck it big for 6.
That was a 4 by a signaling 4 or 6.
Mr. Abu Bakr is on the ball, and they're staying a bit of staying in the field.
कॉलेज ठहरो, 1 मिनट ठहरो।
Strong appeal not given.
no run taken between the wickets.
As a result of a leg bias signaled by the batsman. Change of field taking place.
Another delivery coming up and
Offside, and it is such an interesting fact. The fielder was standing there, but he was moved, and the ball crossed the boundary at exactly that point. Another 4 runs to total.
they struck it so hard that the fielder couldn't even blink.
The score moves to 156 for the loss of 2 wickets.
And another 6 the leg side. Wonderfully struck by Mr. Muhammad Ali. There's no indication of stopping or slowing down. The score is now 162 for the loss of 2 wickets. Mr. Ayaz seriously considering his option must be.
Yes, he definitely must be because he's tried every delivery and has baggage and nothing is working out. So now, what will he do?
Getting on the short ball, played wonderfully well, straight to the fielder though. Will only be an addition of 1 run. The end of the over. Now, 163 for the loss of 2 wickets. 15 overs have been bowled. Last 5 overs remain. So the team change taking place. Conversation amongst the team members, Vice Chancellor, considering what to do to stop this smooth flow of runs. Mazhar has been given the ball once again.
Sixteen overs always crucial. It can either mean curtains for the fielding side or it can decide the fate of the batting side too. Given that it is an over that is close to the death overs.
I think message being sent out to the batting pair. So Muhammad Ali facing Mazhar Kumar. The first ball, over number 16. Played nicely towards the leg side. Should be a single only.
Sir Mazhar again, and this time straight up in the air, 3 fielders converting, and falls in no man's land.
That was seen as a chance of it hit the top edge. Fortunately, no fielder in sight, therefore, the only result is a single.
That was a lucky escape for the batsman.
Indeed.
Once again, Zeeshan is the power of the ball, and this time the chance again. Another lucky escape, you don't make a single.
You can see the urgency of the batting pair now as we're going through the 16th over, like you mentioned yourself, Hamza, that on the minds of the batting side would be to as many runs as possible, and that we see.
Definitely it is noticeable as they are taking a lot of risks now, and Zeeshan, who is playing clever cricket, is bowling it slow so that the batsmen who are in an aggressive state of mind find themselves in a troubling position.
So far, only singles in this over.
Zeeshan, they are playing with the minds of the batsmen.
Yet again, nicely played and a valiant effort to stop. The new batsman in is Mr. Aleem Dar. Bowler, Mr. Omar Khan.
We often see Mr. Aleem Khan as an umpire, but this time we are seeing him as a batsman.
So yes, in both cases, both arms were raised, not to signal a six this time, but to hit one. Mr. Aleem Dar is one of the people, the pride of the country. He's been one of the best umpires for the ICC, and we can all see that he's as impressive batsman as he is an umpire.
One of the finest umpires the world cricket has ever produced.
Basically worked towards the left side for a single, nicely rotating strike. That was the end of the over. This signifies the end of over number 17.
3 overs to go, and the batting side has got a lot of wickets in their package. Now they would really like to unleash and flex their muscles so that the mounting total can be posted on the scoreboard.
Spinner pulled very nicely, very boundary leg side, very nice full shot. score.
Suddenly that on his mark as a batsman as well. Another ball being faced by him.
That was an excellent delivery.
Singles will not bother the Vice Chancellor 11, as they'll be happy with singles at this point in time, as long as the ball does not cross the fence.
This will now facing.
Shot is down the wicket, and the result will only be a single.
But the intent is quite clear on it.
Intent is quite clear, and it is obvious as well that the final few deliveries are left, and scoring runs is the most important thing right now. In fact, scoring boundaries is. This one goes for four. It was a loosener on the next side, and there was no doubt that it was going to run away with four.
This big pass. Wonderfully worked the offside. Fielder up to the challenge. Very quick grab and return to the wicketkeeper to only be a single. It brings Mr. Khan Aslam.
He has beaten well so far. He has saved a lot of runs in that position. And that is something which will really count at the end of the innings.
Mr. Khan Aslam nicely worked the ball to the leg side. Six signaled by the umpire in this instance.
Massive six that will really boost the spirits of ORU against Unit 11.
At the end of 18 overs, at the end of 17 over, 193, a mammoth score, compiled to Vice Chancellor's 11.
Three overs remaining and
193. So it's actually 2 overs remaining.
ORU against Unit 11 is in the driving seat right now. They are dominating the game from the outstart, and since then they have not looked back.
Mr. Jeevatza ball down the leg side, will have to wait for the umpire's call. The doctor, very valuable doctor.
Also some appreciation for the management team for tirelessly bring this event into report, and you guys are enjoying it as well. I would like to hear a cheer from the crowd as well.
That was a feel not given by the umpire.
Couple of good deliveries, which always adds to the confidence of the bowler. And now, he requires level best to bowl as good as he has bowled in the previous two deliveries.
It's up in the air. Hamilton very safely taken. This would be a wicket, ladies and gentlemen. Much needed one to break the momentum. Your Robbie 11 will be very dangerous, high total. Mr. Arun taking the catch very responsibly, providing a very needed respite to Vice Chancellor.
Finally, the batsman succumbs to the pressure. It's always on the cards when there are dot balls, the wicket will fall down, and that is exactly what has taken place. The penultimate over is going on.
No run. Mr. Shahid, the left-handed batsman, new man in.
So for the first time, we are seeing a left-handed batsman today.
That is down the leg side for a while. Also, these are all unnecessary runs being just handed to the batting team by the bowling.
These unnecessary runs will not help the cause of vice-chancellor in the net. Nicely guided towards the next side fielder, and he picks up an easy single. He's walking towards the other side.
Last ball of the over number 19 is coming to an end.
Last ball of the over.
Mr. Mazhar facing.
He will have to pick a wicket here. Of the over.
And it's been given by the umpire. Like before wicket.
No, it hasn't.
Very high.
So now the final over of the innings. This is where things get really, really tough for the bowling side as the batsmen are in a mood
We
or
just
have a license to kill.
huge responsibility being given to Mr. Mazhar. The final over, we know that the batting side will go all out.
Mr. Zeeshan walks in as the bowling batsman.
195 for the loss of 4 wickets. Mr. Shahid will be facing Mr. Mazhar. Went for the sweep shot. Missed. Dot ball number 1.
Sir President Tigar has been not too expensive, has been allotted the opportunity to bowl the muscle.
Lofted it over the bowler's head, and that was marvelous catch by the fielder. Something that we have not seen today by the Vice Chancellor 11. Excellent catching. This was a running catch taken wonderfully well.
Today it seemed like once in a blue moon that the catches were being actually grabbed.
But Hamza, you understand, Mr. Shahid had to go for it. Because you know, it's the last over, and they need as many runs on the scoreboard as they can.
There was no other option for him than to go for the big stroke, and he did exactly that. In the meantime, he had to lose his wicket.
Mr. Asif Sohail, the new man in, he'll be facing Razir Khan. Try to work it towards the third man. Missed it. Another dot ball.
It was a slower delivery. Batsman scored up in 2 minds and couldn't connect.
Very nicely worked behind the wicketkeeper after the rule. Equal to the challenge. Still, one more run. Quite an economic over.
It's quite an economical over so far, and Sir Razir will really try that it remains as such for the rest of the deliveries, which will make the Vice Chancellor level go with the momentum deliveries.
And as if the batsman heard us, and that's been pulled.
And with that 6, we have also reached the total of 200.
The total now stands at 202. Yet another shot over the fielder's head. Runs away for a boundary. That was the last ball of the 20th over. Now that is an impressive total. 206 runs.
It won't be an easy total to chase.
That what makes it interesting. with score as high, we can expect an exciting run chase.
Yes, we can definitely expect an exciting encounter made by
चलो आ रहे हैं मैं वापस दोबारा
ORU
बैग इधर ही है
have scored 9 runs in the first over. So it clearly means that
चाचू आ गए ना
Vice Chancellor's 11 is not
स्कोर कितना बनाया था
200 कुछ
to flying start.
The second over being bowled by the captain, Shraddha Ismail. Facing him, Dr. Tanvi.
चल मैं दो भी खेल के दो मारूं
Going down the leg side for a very precious run. Wide being signaled by the umpire.
Was a bit slower in pace. Maybe that is why he couldn't control the ball. And was dragged towards the leg side, given as a wide by the umpire.
And very nicely got to the leg side. Almost ran over the boundary. Saved just the last second by the keeper. Another single in the score.
We'll have to appreciate the fielder here because the presence of his mind
एंटरटेनमेंट भी
turned that almost with this fielder to a 4 and then he saved it in the last.
लेकिन एक्टिविटी भी मैंने याद है
We can also witness a huge crowd gathering as well. We would like to cheer the players as well.
Another wide being signaled by the umpire.
ਗੱਲ ਪਾ ਰਹਾ ਨਾ ਅੱਗੇ ਵਾਮ ਕਰਦਾ ਸੀ ਪੜੀ ਪਈ ਸਾਡੇ ਨਾਲ
Mr. Castle facing Shraddha Ismail. Full delivery over the top of the fielder for a comfortable single.
They're almost midway in the over. On the wide, that means another extra run. Cautiously moving along as the Vice Chancellor.
Dr. Khan looked double-minded, thought of hitting it, restrained himself in the last one.
Boundaries are necessary.
As we hit, a single.
Only a single. It was hit nicely. It was traveling. Unfortunate part was that it went straight to the field.
A special appreciation to the photographer of GCU as well. And all the national team who rose tirelessly came to save and come into force and make you all enjoy and witness this heartfelt event.
Nice shot by Mr. Castle, lacked power, which even though it was the gap across the boundary, another single.
Seems like something is going to give up now.
Another single. The reason the batsmen are being very careful about what these wickets are even.
That is an interesting strategy, don't you think?
It is interesting strategy because they do need to score runs and they do need to do that really soon.
Especially the first few overs are really important to settle down. And so far we haven't seen that initiative in Vice Chancellor's 11.
Third over is about to be bowled. Mr. Salar, who bowled very nice over. Back to the attack. Facing him again, Dr. Atta.
Once again, that was a really good delivery. However, quite wavered and given in the wide.
And I must appreciate the very nice fielding by the wicketkeeper here to save a certain boundary.
Definitely the reaction of the wicketkeeper was quite impressive. He saved the ball in
Dr. Adnan, finally, we have the first glimpse of the right intent shown by the batting side. Lofted for a six, first boundary. That was very nicely played shot. So I think Dr. Adnan is going to be instrumental.
I was thinking the same as well because the shot he has played just now makes me think that he's really, really capable of making Vice Chancellor 11 reach to this mighty total of 206.
Mr. Salar will continue. Facing him is Dr. Adnan.
Dr. Adnan is lining up the bowler.
Very nicely driven. Was round off for a single.
Nicely maneuvered by him to beat the fielders to pick up a single. Strike has been rotated and the field is open on the left side. However, it chooses to go towards the right side. And the result is a dot ball. Quite a lot of gaps in the field. It would be interesting to see how they can fill their strokes with equal risk.
Swing and a miss. Mr. Wilson trying on this occasion to punch the ball for a boundary. Ball evading his bat.
That was a huge swing. However, no connection made. Now, the next ball is coming up. And nicely played.
It's straight to the fielder. It's going to be single this occasion. Runs is the total.
It would be interesting to notice how Mr. Adnan faces this limit.
Very intelligently works it towards the leg side for a single. You know the importance that it is important to hit boundary, but it's equally important to rotate the strike. These ones and twos are going to be very handy later on.
Mr. Adnan knew that he had picked up a 6 in this over, so he thought about taking singles as many as he possibly could, and he did exactly that. Swaying away the pressure from Vice Chancellor 11.
So at the end of over number 3, the total is 19 for the loss of no wicket. Mr. Atar Ismail will be bowling over number 4, facing him Dr. Adnan.
I believe this has to be taken from either side now.
Strong appeal. Not given by the umpire.
It was a strong appeal, however, the umpire thought otherwise, and he nodded his head against it. Another delivery coming up now.
It's straight right past the bowler for 1 run. Be interesting to see the contest now. Faisal, Mr. Atar. Faisal is itching to hit the ball for a boundary. Let's see if Mr. Atar can restrain him or not.
There we go again.
And that's a wonderful stroke for the leg side for 4 runs, a much needed boundary. It's finally come for Mr. Faisal. Dr. Adnan rightly congratulating him. That sort of shot is required.
Now they're really on the move. That will win like a basic bullet. No chance for the interview and come on to the table.
ये तो मेरे एक तस्वीर बनाया यार
Fast bowler is coming up again.
ओए ओए ओए
Was a slightly slower delivery.
कैमरा कैमरा क्यों
Trying
बनाओगे
to play with the mind of the batsman.
हाँ
Playing the trick.
कैमरा क्यों बनाओगे मुंह तो बनाओ अच्छा
Couldn't oblige
मैं वो
you.
तक लोगों तो मेरे पीछे मना रहा है सारा आज कुछ एनालिटिक्स के लेक्चर फोटो बनाओ
The batsman has to be very careful with the slow deliveries.
That is going to be another wide. On the leg side.
This is something which all Dravidians unit 11 has to be careful about because 20 or 30 extra runs at the end of the innings means work done for Vice Chancellor.
And has been
अच्छी बन गई है
right next to our commentary box. No chance for the fielder. It's on the boundary.
This is probably the first time the ball has reached to this place. Interesting shot selection. He's eyeing up the left side field, running again.
And that's another wide for his starter.
अच्छी है
This has been a long over.
ओके ओके हाउ कैन आई गेट दिस नाउ
A lot of time has been consumed by this over.
Leg starter not going for a field.
The over comes to an end.
That's the end of over number 4. Mr. Aslan will continue with the bats with his third over. The score 30 for the loss of 4 wickets.
The Vice Chancellor 11 will still be more than happy.
Has he? I think he has. The ball's smashed, hit his bat in that wicket, I think. He's played on to his wicket. Yes, that's correct. So, a very
Is walked in. Nicely bowled.
going over the slumps probably.
why are you not appealing
Welcome back to this match. Somebody should be stealing or something. Oh my word! That has gone mile and a half.
Biggest six we have seen in this innings as well as the biggest six of
टीम है ना जड़ी
second six of this innings.
It's almost the only six. And I hope that record will be broken very soon.
This went straight as a whistle. It flew straight over the head of the young one fielder, and he could only watch the ball sailing over his head. Once again, a classy stroke.
The wonderful thing about new man in
They'll come back for twos.
playing within the beat. That is to say, between mid-off and mid-on. Or in this case, long-off and long-off. So that's conventional batting, it's risk-free batting, and at the same time, it gets you runs.
Second last ball of the over.
That's a why.
They really need to work on these extras. With pace, if someone's eyeing the ball well, and I think he's seeing it really well and seeing it early. Pace actually helps the batsman see. Exactly. That has been traced wonderfully for a single, and he doesn't want to take any risks.
So no run conceded on this delivery, and the batsman is looking quite focused, both of them. actually a single has been conceded. So
He retains the strike.
will he go big again at lofty stroke? He does. However, he finds the fielder and only a single will be the call of the moment.
That's the end of the over, but the interesting thing is that since it's a single on the last ball, he'll be able to keep the strike.
So I feel like the need to really gear up because there's a very big lag in boundaries and there's a very big total to chase.
I think that's exactly the reason why he wanted a single on the last ball. To be able to do a lot more damage this over.
Anita, I totally agree with you that now is the time to take that initiative, take that risk, play those lofty strokes all around the ground and get the scoreboard moving so that the opponent can sense that there is a sense of urgency in why stances 11 game 2.
I don't think that's strategy that he's taking. Right now he'll be looking to hit 1-6 and over. And move it along to 10 and over, 12 and over without making it seem like he's hitting it. So that he gets it below the radar. I think that's what he's doing.
However, sometimes it feels that if you leave the things for too late, then you are playing into the hands of the ball inside.
At this point, I think it's more important to not have a wicket fall till the 10th over or the 12th over and maintain 10 and over at this point. Even if we need 12 or something like that. Oh, that was good. That could have been a single if there had been better calling and the striker had the non-striker's call, that would have been a single.
That was a close escape for the batsman. He almost conceded his wicket. There's no need to charge down the wicket. Probably can go on the back foot and strike it. This time it would be a boundary and we wait for the umpire's signal, whether it's a wide or not, it's a 4. It's given as a bye, a leg bye.
That's a nice game.
It's played, it's gone for 4. It's played.
All right. That's wonderful for the batsman.
Why stands 11 out? Catching up the momentum.
Oh, that was a miss. They missed an opportunity. That would have been its stop. I don't see why he's jumping down the wicket every ball. See early, play late. He's seeing the ball well, this is why he wants to just completely destroy everything. But this is not going to work out.
There's a lot of gap on either side of the wicket. And he can play that or nudge that into the gap and pick up the boundary or so. However, he's finding the features every now and then, and that is something which may be worrying him. However, the rotation of strike keeps him going so far.
This is a very, I would say, oh, that's gone 6 runs. Out of nowhere, that's just gone 6 runs. And that's a no one. Is that a no one? Oh yeah, that's a free hit.
We saw one free hit in the previous innings as well. It's not a free hit, so the umpire decides against it. That was a very well judged sweep shot. And
More
it's
of
near
a
the fence.
pickup shot. Didn't get down all the way to sweep, but got low and just picked it up. Sort of like a left-handed Rizwan. Mohammad Rizwan type shot. The trouble with this outfield is it's not your conventional outfield.
Recharge again. Now this time goes in the back foot.
Like, if you play it grounded within the gap, you don't get 2. You still get 1 because boundary will be short. And it's
equally difficult to get 4 runs in. Once again, the boundary is really short. The gaps are not huge between the fielders. So it's either a single or a 6 usually.
There's a discussion going on between the batsmen. There's a huge need of some boundary.
Mr. Mazhar is now going to drop the ball on the pitch, and then the batsman will decide whether to launch it or whether the fate will favor the bowler. That's the thing that will be decided for later. The balls
Okay, that's been put down. That could cost them the match. That could definitely cost them the match. Mr. Mukharrab is a conventional spinner, and unlike modern spinners, he likes to hit the balls in the air, and that's the beauty of spin.
It's good that he's giving flight to the ball, which will make the batsman think twice before going on the back foot. It will ask him to come down the track, reach to the pitch of the ball, and that may put the keeper into the business.
The keeper and, everything else, soft dismissals having to happen. The batsman becomes double-minded. Whether to go forward, back, and then eventually just
Let's see if he launches the ball.
Oh, okay, that's gone. No one's getting back. Do we have a case of lost ball here? By the way, I just fielded a ball that came this way, and the quality of the ball is really good.
It has cleared the fence once again and is looking extremely dangerous. And again he goes. This time he couldn't quite find the right piece of the bat to connect to the ball. Otherwise, this too would have gone all the way.
But he picked the right area. If it had been connected better, that would have been a 6. Because this is a really short downward leg side.
Don't the left-handed batsmen love the leg side? They do.
Oh my word, that's gone out of the ground. Out of the university, that has... I hope it hasn't hit anyone in the head. I mean, the motorcyclists and everyone, but...
Second 6 of the over, hit back Mohammad Ayaz.
Mr. Mohammad Ayaz is signaling that he wants the same ball brought back because that's easier to hit for 6s apparently.
At the moment, it's looking quite simple for these two batsmen at the crease. They are scoring runs at their will.
And that's the thing. I mean, the first few overs, he didn't let you see he was attacking, and then now he's done it. Oh. That should have been down the throat.
A simple catch dropped by the fielder. We feel like the tempo has been started by the Vice Chancellor's 11 as they have started hitting boundaries.
The tempo, they're going to get this done under 15 overs in this way. I mean, at this point, all-round Union should be worried, genuinely worried. And they cannot afford to drop catches like this. This was a clear case of is it going to be the conventional cup or the reverse cup, the catching technique? Because when it goes above your chest height, you use the reverse cup. Below that, so the ball was dipping on him, and at the last point, he had no idea how to place his hands, and that's why he dropped the catch. Even though the best way to go in such a situation is the Australian way, or the Australian way, as one of my teachers would say when I was taking an Australian accent. So what you have to do is bend your knees a little and get it in the reverse cup.
Now the left-handed batsman on strike, as these two, both of them in fact are. So the bowling side will desperately be wanting to dismiss at least one of them so that they can really get into this game. However, both of them look really comfortable right now at the crease, scoring at their will, grasping every opportunity to score runs, every loose delivery being dispatched out of the ground. And that is something where the bowling side is finding it increasingly troubling.
Okay. So this is an interesting one that you've made, and it's a cricketing myth that when there's a partnership that's going really well, and you manage to get one wicket, usually you get the other wicket within 10 to 15 rounds.
The total score stands at 68 for the loss of 1 wicket right now.
68 runs have been scored and only one wicket is gone now, which clearly means that another 139 runs are required, and still they have 9 wickets in their hand, which means they can take risks after a few overs or so and get really close to the total which has been mounted by the ORU Union 11.
The fielding side wants another ball. They're like, this one is important for us, so I don't know. Maybe a sort of good shot.
Old Ramians Unit 11 definitely in need of a wicket. They need to break this partnership, whereas the Vice Chancellor 11 will know that they have to keep their focus aligned at this point in time.
Oh, he's just experimenting at this point. Reverse, everything's going out there in the middle, and the next 3 overs are going to be instrumental in this game. After that, the final few overs. But the next 3 overs are going to make or break this game.
At this point, the game is even Stevens.
That's on for 6, even though that did not come out of the middle of the plan.
The umpires recommend for a 4.
Okay, then it seems like the trees are out of the ground.
Umpires give it as a boundary, so we'll have to obey the decision of the umpire.
Of course, and that's the whole. I haven't seen that in a while, and they can, if they can, make a habit of that, and the bowling side, the fielding side can exert pressure again.
They really have to get a hold of this, both the sides, because they know it is a make and break situation, and anything could happen.
Okay, I've noticed that there has been some lack of judgment because the batsman clearly thought it was going to go for a wide, left it alone, but it isn't. So they're not entirely sure where the wide line is, where their off step is. Oh, they're looking trouble at this point. This is unsettling. Is he limping a little? No, he's fine.
So another over has come to an end. 75 runs on the board, and 8 overs have been completed, 12 overs to go, another 132 runs required for Vice Chancellor's 11 to emerge victorious out of this ground and take the trophy.
They're doing fine. I'd say they're doing fine. If they can keep it up to almost 10 and over in till the 12th or the 13th over, I think we should be good. And after that, they can start to accelerate and they'll have the wickets. But it is absolutely necessary that they do not loft things halfway anymore, because if those catches had been taken, this would have been a very one-sided game. We have to admit to ourselves that this partnership.
It would be interesting to see how he plays now, because they're well set at the crease and they have to capitalize now on the partnership that they have built because both the batsmen look well settled now and they're eyeing up the ball really nicely.
I'm not sure. Oh, that is a glorious stroke. That is glorious.
That was truly a fabulous stroke. He charged down the wicket, used his front foot and gave no chance to the fielders to even catch sight of the ball.
Hitting it for 6 while charging down the wicket is one thing, but hitting it along the ground shows control. Okay, that's what we were talking about. Another ball has disappeared out of the ground. A new one comes in, and let's see how this one goes. But that single which was refused, I'm not sure how that worked, because that was the non-striker's ball, and he was now halfway down the wicket. I don't know why it was called off.
This is good batting from Boys Council 11 and that could almost have been another boundary. Fielder did well there and stopped the eventual tragic outcome.
Okay, this is a novelty, the old ground, because there's almost no ground on earth in which the side slope is part of the boundary. The small hole at the edge, the staircase. I mean, the old ground England, you can't see the batsman from long on.
Only be a single this time and things looking all rosy for Boys Council 11. They're cruising along and making the most of their stay at the crease, capitalizing on loose deliveries, defending the ones that are good and launching the ones that are in their zone.
This is the thing with cricket, I mean, and especially with batsmen. I mean, you have one ball. The bowler has a chance at redemption every single ball, but the batsman is total concentration. The moment they lose their concentration for one ball, the game gets turned around. You hit someone for 3 sixes and they get you out, they're successful. So, for the batsman, it's a much more difficult game.
They're playing it pretty satisfactory right now.
If we can hit 4s like that, then the game is in the bag. I mean, because if you don't have to take the chance to throw it all the way out, and you can get a boundary, you can hit it back hard out of the middle of the bag. You're eyeing the ball really well, and there's no reason that was a missed stumping chance.
The all-round Zeeshan is in much need of a wicket right now to break this partnership. Otherwise, the match will be out of their hands.
जी वाले शाम
That should put an end to batsman running down
Video
the
लगा
pitch.
इसको।
Because
Now once again,
जी कर लिया आप कर
oh, he managed to make something out of that, because that was not an event where he could pull, but he managed to get it single out.
it will be interesting to notice with what strategy they play now, whether they will continue to pick up singles or whether they go big here.
That was an interesting ball, and I wonder if that hadn't pitched down the leg.
We're still waiting for the reaction of the umpire and he has remained unmoved. The next ball will be another single.
The boundary on this side is like approximately a 30-yard circle. That should not have been a single. The fielder should have rushed in and caused a problem. But he's not putting in that, injecting that extra energy. We're not seeing any adrenaline from the human side.
This marks the end of this over and the score is slightly rushing. It has been 93 for the loss of 1 wicket. Half of the innings has been completed. Still 10 overs remaining. The Vice Chancellor's 11 really need to gear up to chase this big total.
I think they're going in for the last year. And last 3 overs, even if you have to go like 13 and over, it's fine. So we're getting there. For example, 207, like 714, and so we're looking at 114 in the next 10 overs. That's about it. We managed to score almost 100. So with loss of just 1 wicket. So if we can compromise a few more wickets while going a little, while going.
It's 93 for 94 for 1. Let's give it.
Next week, give up. That has been given. That is unlucky. Down the line, he's been caught. Well kept.
Another wicket goes begging and 2 down now for 94. Just when we thought the Vice Chancellor 11 is going to make great progress, a wicket fumbles.
It's interesting to know that Mr. Nasser started playing a lot better. Nasser wants to know score.
The Vice Chancellor himself, the captain of the Vice Chancellor's 11, is going to enter the field as a new batsman. Fahad went with the bowling as he takes the strike. It was a long partnership, and at last the old Rahul managed to break it.
The captain of Vice Chancellor 11, Professor Dr. Umar Chaudhary, has come into the field to take the charge and play the leading role, leading from the front. It's 94. Now we have entered into an interesting phase of the innings. Vice Chancellor is on the mark.
बॉल पकड़े
Captain is on the mark.
रन आउट छोड़ दिया आपने
So now then, bowler is running in, and he's got a vertical stroke.
And another ball out of the field. Ayaz keeps on hitting and striking greatly, massively, with a huge shot.
That was a great punch of the back foot. He just stood there and held the pose for the cameraman. He's striking like he's a master at his art. Once again, this time, the bowler dropped it short. He saw the batsman coming down, and immediately he dropped it short so that the batsman has no option but to be defended.
We need to remind the audience that we need to cheer up the players as well. The score has also touched 101 on a loss of 2 wickets.
So the Vice Chancellor 11 has crossed the score of 100. Wide given by the umpire, which means it's 102 now.
It also ran for a boundary.
In fact, it's 106 because the wicketkeeper missed it and there was no one backing up.
बहुत सी कैमरे की
He is striking it big. Another wide. Both teams will be facing the pressure right now. However, let's see who handles it better. the wide.
ये किधर से वाइड है जाके सुनिए
These extras will count them cause them to match every day. So what do you think?
Yes, you have yet again made an interesting observation. Extras or giving extras anytime is really troubling for any side who does so. So now, in spite of confusion, however, both were able to comfortably reach.
Yeah, it was very strange and comfort. It was not a competition. But yes, that does leave something to be desired from the female side as well. Okay, there has been some sort of strain or some sort of...
दो बॉलें मिली हैं एंड पे सिर्फ कैमरा मैंने अपने लिए लगाया हुआ ना
This marks the end of the 11th over. The score stands at 109 for the loss of 2 wickets. As is yet again at the strike.
और आराम से भी करती
It's exactly 98 runs to come. And this will be 4, so make that 94. He's watching the ball really well now. He's watching the ball like a football now. Another wide given. One more to the total. All the extras have been conceded so far by ORU against United. It's the burning sign for him. Another delivery coming up.
And yet again another boundary. The fielder had no time to grab the ball. An amazing strike by the batsman.
This is wonderful batting. He's showing his class, he's showing his temperament at the big stage, and that is all you need. A single take.
And now the Vice Chancellor himself is at the strike and will face the next ball. 5 was given by the umpire.
Now the captain is on strike, and he will face wide given by the umpire. This time a dot ball. Vice Chancellor on strike. This time he connects and it's a single.
Just an announcement for the audience that stall has put up a third culture coffee. Whoever wants it and can go and enjoy.
The students that are sitting here can enjoy a cup of coffee if they want to, because a stall has been set up and it's all for you.
The total score stands at 122. 12 overs has been completed, 8 overs are remaining.
85 runs required now of 48 deliveries. That was a good delivery. The batsman waited for it. However, due to low bounce or maybe due to a lack of timing, couldn't connect the ball. This time he does, and pick up a single.
Now they get the game as after strike and now will take the next delivery of this over. Slight changes have been made in the field.
They're bringing the fielders up, and probably because of the storm call.
Dr. Nawan Seven has entered the pitch now and he has a strike.
Three wickets down. Another single. This slightly nudged around the corner. He's in the form of his life.
Slow signal has been taken.
Now the game is getting a bit tense. Slight hands. Another dot ball. It's very important that calculated risk must be taken every now and then.
There's a desperate need of a boundary right now. 80 runs to win.
The left-handed batsman is on strike aim, and let's see what he does. Bowler running in, and another wide.
Wicket being Evergreen played and Zeeshan will cause them the match. So like the wise answer is 11.
शाहरुख भाई इधर इधर कोई भी नहीं आगे आ जाओ
Both teams will have to come up with a lethal strategy.
Another wide.
Another wide conceded. 2 in a row.
जोर का खिला
Things are getting interesting out there. Not easy to bat, not easy to bowl either.
Strong appeal.
A big appeal by the bowler. However, the umpire thinks that the ball has just touched the bat.
सत्तर लेके जा रहे हैं फिर
He has batted tremendously so far. Yet another wide.
और विकेट उधर कर लिए विकेट तू खब्बे पासे निशाना ले ला यार
Vice Chancellor's 11 will be hoping that he stays in the crease for as long as he possibly can. And this will be 4 runs.
यॉर्कर मारी जा रहा है जोर लाई जा रहे हैं
We are making a late announcement that
सतक बाउंस कर साइड से राइट साइड
Mr.
से
Ayaz has scored a 50 quite a while ago. And now he is looking forward to 3 wickets. He's on strike again, and down the next side, probably with the no single other than 1 extra run.
Still 4 balls left for the 14th over.
A very, very serene atmosphere. He has to realign his focus now. Probably after scoring a 50, he's loosening up. Perhaps he needs to get that same now. Yet another wide. Now this is going to be increasingly troublesome, as my co-commentator is constantly pointing out. He has to pick the delivery in order to score. The bowler getting a bit excited. Nicely beaten. The strike has been rotated, and now probably we'll see a bit of defense. It goes big.
12 fielded by the fielder.
Left-handed batsman. Another one. Umpire thinks it's not a wide, so we have to comply by that.
Overs come to an end, 6 overs remaining. Runs required in 6 overs, which is quite doable.
It's quite doable, 70 runs in 6 overs. Any over with a 20 or a 25 can see the lead.
And wide ball, I believe it will be match at extra.
At the moment, the bowling side is playing on behalf of the Vice Chancellor, they will call them, giving a lot of bites. We are up with the next ball. Without for the umpire signal, is it about the waist?
सदर साइड पे हो थोड़ा सा कैमरे पे आ गए बस
I think it seems to be
खाची है तू बड़ी बड़ी
not be given no ball.
And And that's another 6, and that's a huge one out of the field.
What a great strike. That was an excellent hammer hit.
ਕੁਝ ਜ਼ੋਰ ਕਿਉਂ ਲਾ ਰਿਹਾ
ਉਹ ਜ਼ੋਰ ਨਹੀਂ ਲਾਇਆ ਛੋਟੇ ਕਦਮਾਂ ਤੋਂ ਸਹੀ ਹੋ ਗਈ ਹੈ ਉਸ ਤੋਂ ਬਾਅਦ ਭੈਣ ਜਦੋਂ ਸ਼ੁਰੂ ਹੋ ਰਹੀ ਬਾਤ ਹੋਰ ਤੇ ਨਹੀਂ ਹੋ ਰਹੀ
A stronger field by the wicketkeeper. The umpire remains unmoved.
Once again, there was a big appeal. However, the umpire thought that there was nothing in it. It's going straight to the fielder. Alarm bells now starting to ring for ORU against Mazhar. And this will do no good to it because this has also gone all the way to 6. This time towards the middle, he's targeting the boundary and he's getting the results.
ਸਾਰਾ ਬੜਾ ਵਰਕ ਕਰ ਤੂੰ ਉਹਨੇ ਖਾਦਾ ਨਹੀਂ
57 runs required. 56 runs to it.
ਹਾਂ ਮੈਂ
Government College University Lahore too. He's amidst us and we feel immense pleasure and pride to welcome him at his alma mater. And we hope that he feels equally proud to be here again and we hope that he enjoys today's game. Now the game has entered once again into its most thrilling phase. Another ball is that punch of the batter. The spinner is on.
And straight to the fielder for a single.
Couldn't dissect the field. He'll be happy with one. Initiative needs to be taken either side now.
And simply bowled. Another wicket down.
The wicket goes down and a new batsman will now walk in to the ground to help the cause of Vice Chancellor 11. It was a wonderful delivery, right where it needed to land, and it did so and shattered the stumps. New batsman has walked in and he punches it off the back foot and gives it to the batsman who is well settled and is giving a tough time to the opponent.
53 required of 5 overs.
53 on 5 overs.
And there today, a huge 6, a massive one.
He's playing like a true
friendly moment between the wicketkeeper and the batsman.
In the cricket ground, we usually see these sorts of gestures, and it's always wonderful to witness these.
47 runs to go.
47 runs required in 4 overs, and that means 12 boundaries or 8 sixes.
Another wide given.
Another wide, and Old Ragans Union continues to hold those extras that they shouldn't have actually been doing so.
A slow single taken between the wickets.
He's on strike rate.
And get another 6 by
Another 6.
He's in a great form today.
He's in a wonderful form, and he's doing it like it's the easiest thing to do in the world.
I feel like if Old Ragans Union need to come back in the match, they really need to knock Ayaz out at this point.
The wicket of Ayaz is so important that they cannot stop thinking about it.
It was a no ball and he had 6 on that ball. Free hit has been given by the umpire.
It's a no ball, it's a 6, it's a free hit. So it's a sweet combination for the batsman to capitalize on. Here we go. That's very good running between the wickets. Easily they picked up 2 runs. They continue troubling this scoreboard. Once again, straight up in the air, Venus and Mazhar, bowling at theirs, however, slower. Rotational strike. Another wide. Just when Old Ragans Union thinks they can put the pressure on the batting side, they can see the wide and lift the pressure. At that very precise moment.
Slight bounce run by the batsman. And it's the end of the over. Is required in 3 overs, 27 in 18 balls. It is a very doable target. So it feels like when this inning started, the match was in the hands of Old Ragans Union. But it feels like the Vice Chancellor's 11 is slowly stealing this match away from the Old Ragans Union.
That's very true indeed. Right now it seems like the child's walk for them, the child's play for them. However, you never know in cricket. 26 of 18 innings. One wicket could alter the course of this wicket. However, that does not seem to come by. Five more runs to win. Still 17 balls to play with. It was very nicely played towards the outside. Picked up an easy single. Slowly and steadily, this game is going down to the wire. 24 of 50. Now then, fortunes again. Maybe a reversal. That's what ORU and John and everyone will be hoping. They have to give a lethal finishing touch as far as the batting side is concerned.
Well fielded by the ball.
The fielding side will always want at least 12 or 13 runs to play with in the final over, and that could get really tough for the batting side because the pressure is great and one more dot ball.
Before the second last over starts, there is excitement in the pavilion of the Vice Chancellor's 11. They have considered them to deliver it on this match.
Vice Chancellor's 11 is already thinking there is this game. Bowler, and this time it's
This field by the fielder.
he'll have to launch one or two deliveries out of there.
Another huge and massive six by the batsman.
Yet another six flowing from his bat. Eighteen more runs to seal the deal. 18 in 10 balls. He has to play with full conviction still. You never know what this game of cricket may take you to. Another white.
I believe these extras have taken away the game from ORU Robinson game.
The batsman eyeing up and he misses. The keeper misses too and the fielder goes to the miss.
And the first run of this match, there was a confusion between the wickets between the both batsmen, but it resulted in a run.
It was a wonderful direct hit.
17 required out of 9 balls.
9 balls are more than enough to score 17, given that they play sensibly and take calculated risk too.
Hamza, what do you think? Will this match go into a super over?
Kanada, I think it can go in a super over, to a super over if and only if they're not sensible enough. The General Secretary of ORU Union, Mr. Shahab Basharat, is at the crease and for 15 runs to win. Are we in for an exciting finish now? Climax just begins. At least a single there, and they'll be satisfied with a single.
14 required of 8 balls.
14-8. This is that one. Once again, as we were thinking this match will go down to the last over and will get extremely tricky. The same has unfolded. 6 ended there in health. It doesn't happen, so that means 14 in the last over. Fourteen of 6 balls. Last over, 14 more runs to win.
They need at least 2 boundaries to win this match, I believe. Otherwise, it is a very difficult total adjustment to play in the long term.
And on the other side, Old Ramians Union will be hoping that no extra runs are conceded on their behalf.
And a wicket in the last over will be a treat.
If a wicket falls down now, that will definitely be icing on the cake. Fourteen of 6. Final over. This is where everything is decided.
Shahbaz will be bowling the last over.
Shahbaz will be bowling the last over from the side of Old Ramians Union 11. The batsman required 14 runs to gain this tremendous victory over the Old Ramians Union 11. This could be an exciting finish. We'll have to play every ball with correct judgment.
We can see Shahbaz doing some change in the field right now before the last over begins.
Any team that handles the pressure well will truly be on the winning side, coupled with the skills they complement it with. Here we go.
And it's in the air.
That was in the air for ages until it dropped into the gloves of the wicketkeeper. And now 14 runs to win on 5 balls. And Old Ramians Union 11 will be thinking that victory probably might go to them.
As you mentioned earlier, the team who will manage the pressure in this over will take away this game.
5 more balls to go. It's not over until it's over.
14 runs to go in the last remaining 5 balls.
14 of 5. No maybe a single. Unconnected that deeply.
30 left in 4 balls.
All sorts of emotions are now swirling in the head of the batsman.
There's a desperate need of a boundary right now, and a 6 will do better.
A 4 will do 2, however, a 6 would be. Thirteen of 3. If they miss out on this one, they'll be probably in for a super over with 2 sixes.
And now feel like they will start this innings. Old Dravid Union has started to take over this match from Boys after 11 decade.
Now it's very important to lock that. And has he done so?
It's a massive 6.
They're back into the game. 7 of 2 now.
They need another 6 on this ball.
7 to win in 2 balls. He was so relaxed there, he almost played like the ball was nothing, and it went sailing over the ground. One more 6 here, and old Ravian's Sweden 11 will be thinking otherwise. Has he done so? It's going. And that's a 6, can you believe it? Just 1 run doing now.
And the match has started, by the way. It's a 1 run on 1 ball.
Are we in for a super over now? 1 run to win of 1 ball. Once again, he just stood there and hit a 6.
There's a lot of excitement in the building.
Total excitement in the pavilion now. 1 of 1, pressure on the border, and the batsman would like to finish it in a historic style and seal the victory for Vice Chancellor 11. Everyone coming up now. They know that you probably just touch and go. Here we go.
The last ball of ball.
That's the end.